You gotta talk about the old before we come to the new.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So what's the new blueprint? Like, who's all these new players? Like,
well, News is somebody who has got me extremely excited. He got a whole movement out of Brooklyn called Block Gang. He got a rapper named Gage with him, and he got a female rapper named Naya. And he was coming around me. I know News for a few years now. When he first came around me, I put him through my test. I was like, yo, you ain't ready. But yo, he kept coming back to the studio. And my brother kept bringing him. And brother's like, I'm telling you, Irv, all he is missing is you fucking with him. So he kept coming back to the studio. And one time he had said this rhyme. And I was like, oh man, I felt like the hatred. I felt the energy just in his voice and in the rhyme. So I said, all right, I'm gonna talk to him and fuck with him. So I started fucking with him and started giving him and started taking him every place with me. If I went to LA to go fuck with Game, I'd take him. If I was in Chicago fucking with my man Godfather, I bring him. If I'm in Miami, Atlanta. And what happened was when he starts going every place and just me talking to him about this business and about the game, I think he developed real quick into a monster.
So he's learning.
Yeah, but he's developed. He got it.
State to state, city to city.
He got it. He got it. Like, he got what I needed. Like, we was in Vegas with me and Jay watching the Super Bowl. He watching how the ballers do it. He's watching how to, when I'm in Chicago, we was in the hood with all of these gangster disciples. My crew out there, Godfather and them, and he's seeing we in the bottom, the worst parts of Chicago, and he's seeing that. And it's just, for any great MC, they need to see things.
Right.
They can't be confined to their one area.
Nah, you got to tell a great story from different perspectives
right.
of life.
And then once you see things, you start to be able to relate to people more because you're seeing different things. And that's what happened to him. So I started making records with him, and each record was turning out crazy and crazy. But what I'm doing with him, it's a philosophy. I told him, I said, we're going to take a risk because I think just the game is just so one way now. It's like everyone, we do a mixtape, and then after, we keep doing mixtapes to get hot. And I think that's happened because that's how 50 got hot. He's the last dude to really blow up, and that's how he blew up. So it's like a lot of people in this business is followers.
They're trying to do the same thing somebody else did.
They do the same shit. If he's successful, that's why there's a lot of beefing in the industry also, you know what I'm saying? Because that's how he got on. So everyone thinks, let's beef with somebody and make some records and do mixtapes, and everyone's doing that. But the whole shit with me is like, once I see everyone doing one thing, I'm gonna do the whole exact opposite.
Right.
So with News, I took on like a different philosophy, and I made records with the mentality back of how I was making records back with JX and Ja in like 95, you know what I'm saying? Murdergram, right. And it's murder, shit like that. And I started making records like that and creating a vibe and a feeling, because to make a successful album, it can't just be one record. People gotta feel like this artist, they feel him and he's saying something. It's a whole thing.
I mean, but is he gonna be different? Like, I mean, look, I'm a '90s hip hop baby. Even though I grew up in the '80s listening to it, meaning '90s because I was active. I was Biggie's DJ. I was on this radio station at Hot 97. I toured. I did mixtapes.
Right.
I worked at a couple of labels, whatever. So meaning active in hip hop. But isn't everybody tired of the gunslinging, crack dealing, street corner hustle? I don't know, pimp play. I mean, I just feel like, Biggie did it, Pac did it, like what 50 did it, what's next? Like
niggas will never they're never gonna get tired of that, because that's what's going on. What it is they always look for someone new in what their story is.
Okay.
You know what I'm saying? But niggas ain't never gonna get tired of what's going on in the street.
Right.
And what's going on in their real life, and something that's gonna identify with them. They ain't never gonna get tired of that. It's like saying niggas gonna get tired of love songs.
That's never gonna happen.
Nah, it's like in R&B, is niggas gonna get tired of love songs?
Never.
Nah, they just want to have a different way.
You gotta keep making them babies.
Right, sexy cannot. That's a different way of saying it or whatever. They just it has to be a different way presented.
Okay.
But they never gonna get tired of those topics, yo, because those topics is what people live day to day. My concept also with News is is to attack the people. One of the big conversations that I had with him was like, yo, try and take yourself out of the mentality of a rapper. And I said, put yourself in the mentality of the nigga on the block. And I said, the guys who transform themselves from outside of being a rapper and talk about shit, real shit, and shit that's happening on niggas' blocks. I said, those is the guys that's gonna win and win big. You know what I'm saying? And I'm telling you, just watch out for News. He's
I'm listening. I got a CD the other day with 7 songs.
He's raw, yo.
Sounds pretty good so far, what I've heard.
He's raw. And the 7 songs I gave you was all strategically, these are the vibe. But we got the big, like anyone.
I noticed that.
Anyone who know me, you
got street joints on there, but you don't got the big, whatever. And I think you're doing that for a reason.
Yeah, because I want it to start from the bottom up. Like I want niggas to feel them first, then I want chicks to reel the chicks in. I want to build my base. I want to start from the bottom up.
The worst thing you probably could do is just put him out mainstream with a hit single.
It's the worst shit.
Then he'll just be a ringtone artist.
It's the worst. It's to me, and that's what people are doing. You see what I'm saying? Like, in no disrespect to those artists, but it's like no one cares about those artists.
Right.
They care about those records.
Right. Of course.
They like the records and don't care nothing about the artist. I'm not trying to do that with News or Block Gang. I want you to care about him and the movement, and then once you care about him and the movement, I'll give you. I make big records. I can make big records here. I'm gonna go out on a limb and I'm gonna say, you know what? I could go in the studio with me and my crew and make a big radio type record. I've never had a problem with doing that. Never had.
Actually, no, you really haven't. So what's next? What's next for Irv? You know, I understand you got the news, TV shows. Give me something that you're doing that has nothing to do with music. What's new for you? I know. Come on, you're an entrepreneur. I know you're doing something.
You know what's funny with me, E, is that I love music and I love being an executive so much. I really don't want to do nothing else, yo.
Really?
I did the TV show shit because.
A nice check?
No, it wasn't even a nice check. It was a regular check. It was a regular check. But
clarity for your story?
No.
Misconceptions?
Exposes my artists. How Chris Abrego convinced me was that, yo, you're gonna be able to really expose your artists.
Are you taping now a lot with News? With a new season?
Wait till you see the scene.
I see where this is all unfolding.
In Brooklyn.
I see where this is all unfolding.
In Brooklyn, projects in the back, News, Gage, and Naya throwing it. Throwing it. Like with about 100 dudes in the back screaming Block Gang. So I'm gonna let them see, in Boise, Idaho, they will see exactly the movement. And News got a story. He's a real dude, yo. He's a real dude with real people around him. But that's why I did it. I'm not I'm not like a Puff in that regard, or Jay.
Where he does it all.
Yeah, I don't. You know, I can see myself.
You feel like it's a little bit too much sometimes?
Watch that curtain and you'll knock it off the track.
Sometimes you feel like, look, he's screaming at the cameraman because we're inside his Maybach.
No, once he knocked it, then I gotta bring it back to the dealer and it's a bitch. Yeah. But that's no disrespect. You know, I love Puff. That's one of my best friends. But I'm a weird dude like that. Like, I like film, TV, and music. I like entertainment, right? And I can see myself making films. I can see myself like producing TV shows. I can see myself doing all of that. Like I don't want a clothing line. I tried it. You know what I'm saying? I tried the clothing line and I still got it. Irvin Jeffries or whatever, me and Ja.
Right.
But I'm not even a fashionable dude. I may be wearing this for 4 days straight.
I like that.
Yeah, I don't.
You like me?
I changed my drawers and my socks.
Me too. Same thing. I have a t-shirt, jeans on all day.
But you may see me wearing this for 4 days. Like this nigga won't change his clothes. Yes, that's me. That's exactly why.